Yeah. Come on. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Sean Higgs coming at you here. A little midday money. Money Monday, the 16th of January. Welcome on into the show. Everybody likes subscribing to the bell if you're watching. YouTube, Facebook channel. Super duper. Maybe you're on Twitter. Mr. Sean Higgs, seeing it on there. I appreciate you watching. Popping in, saying hello. But as I start to show off all the time, I throw the link in there to believe, because you could go to Stitcher and Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple, was at iTunes, all types of places. iHeartRadio. I don't know. I guess I'm semi-famous. More like infamous. Anyway, hope everybody had a nice Sunday. Back to work Monday. We have day action all over the place in sports today, right? Or sports, more college hoops. I guess we have day action rolling there, but and I just realized I put up a package of college hoops, and I had a early game in it. I had a little Georgetown, so my 7-pack is off the board. It happens. So let's go. We'll start off with a little recap from yesterday's plays, and 2-0 with our college hoops in the video. Quinnipiac and Rutgers under 103 and 85 plus 615 in the video. We'll take it. My premium did win there. I had Quinnipiac, so still 31 games over 500. Not a bad season of college hoops. I'm going to put in the chat for those already here the free picks for today. And, of course, on Twitter, there's my first tweet, and then there'll be a second tweet with all the player props from the show. So go check it out. Go check it out again if you're on the Twitter world. Where was I? Okay, so we did the college basketball. NFL, crap day with our picks. First halves, whatever. Bad day. Took the donut. 0-3. 51 and 55 with college basketball. College with NBA here in the video. Not good. Down 12-10. I got to say, there was a mistake. I had the minus like $6 in here, but I didn't add the Saturday game in that we had with the under Niners and the Chargers, so it should have been more. What am I going to say? 51 and 55 in the video. Not good for free picks. And you come in here for free picks, I could easily run out and say, well, premiums are 127 and 76. But that does not help, because the ones I've thrown in here have been basically losers. So my weekend, again, we had San Fran at 10. Cincy 6.5, and the Bills at 10. It was what it was. 2-1 weekend. NBA. How about that? Thunder outright for the video. 24 and 25. Down 70 little bucks. Down $70 there. Today's picks. We'll get them done. Here we go. Today's action here. College hoops. Purdue. Again, and these are all, as most of the time, nearly all the time, the games in the chat are, games I have on a site, games I bet myself. So Purdue, it is now 3.5. When I added this morning, I got them at -4 last night, so I got a bad number. Irvine at -2. Again, I got a 2.5 last night. Not the best number, but I still think they win. Doesn't make a difference. And Baker, little Bakersfield. They are +9.5. I got them at an 8. As I said, I also have Georgetown today plus a 14.5 in one spot. A good number I did get was NC-A&T at a 3.5. That's a 5. But anyway, those are college basketball 3-pack: Purdue, Irvine, and Bakersfield. NFL action: Tampa Bay over the 45.5. You could go watch the old Look Ahead Line show for our pick, or you could just spend I'll throw it in the chat here. Why not spend $31.20 and get a week of my plays, including all my college hoops that are doing pretty well themselves? You can't really beat it. So if you want $31, get a week of my plays, support the show. Go for it. NBA. Why did I got 23 and 26 in here? That is wrong. It's 24 and 25. What's happening here? Dogs and cats living together. Total chaos. How is that one 23 and 26? I'm staring at 24 and 25. Unbelievable. Now I got to go back. Well, whatever. It's all I know is we're minus $70. I'm pretty sure we're 24 and 25, unless I totally wrote it down wrong, which could have possibly happened, but I don't think I did. Well, Bucks under tonight, 233. Our guy Halliburton's out for Indy. They've been little bit of a trouble scoring. Let me get that out of my mouth there. And I know the Bucks get Giannis back, stuff like that. I'm going to go under the 233. Cold cash on the ice. We're 15 and 25 minus 230 on the ice. Panthers, puck line, big money, plus 180. There is no college football or Major League Baseball yet, although we're right around the corner with some MLB. And now we got some player props for tonight. All touchdowns, anytime touchdowns. Zeke, Pollard, 115 a pop. Lamb, 145. Schultz, 240. Gallup, 300. Evans and Godwin, 140, 190. Obviously, I think that's going to score some points, right? We like the over here. And I just feel for Tampa, now there's more Dallas guys, obviously. Because Zeke is a guy who scores all the time, right? He's their punching guy. Pollard's a guy who gets a lot of reps. Lamb's obviously their stud receiver. But Schultz and Gallup are two guys who might get lost in the shuffle. I think they're worth a shot because we hit one of these, it kind of wipes out if nobody else scores a touchdown. And Evans Godwin, obviously, these are his two top targets. We could have thrown in a gauge or something. 140, 190 for where I think these Tampa's going to go with. Plus monies. Again, don't look at the total number of Dallas guys versus Tampa guys. It's the value here because I really won't be shocked if Schultz scores. Listen, he scores 2 touchdowns. That wipes out a 1-4 day wipes out having guys who don't score touchdowns. So that's why we take the plus monies there. That's why we're the plus dollar daddies. As Tim likes to call himself, the plus dollar daddy. No, not the plus dollar daddy, Tim. Don't like that. Let's go on. I have to say, this is not my little rant. I'll come up with another rant. But I was talking to somebody on Twitter, and we're going back and forth about like Burrow and Brady and stuff like this. And I'm not going to mention who he is, and I don't want him to mention himself. He comes in the chat sometimes. And I was like, and I try to teach my kids this too. And I think I said this to Tim off air about when we talk about my kids, like when you're like texting somebody or emailing them, you got to watch how you say something, especially like a text. It doesn't come across, it could come across just wrong. Like, what the F, Like I come on here, I say something silly, do a little face, it's sarcastic and stuff like that. There's like no sarcasm font on Twitter. And it was the fact I was like, listen, man, I don't care who you have. I'm not, whatever. But it wasn't like, I didn't want it to seem like whoever Tim, you're back there. Come in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you say something like in a text somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want to be like, I don't think like I'm like, screw you, bro. That's not the way I wanted to intend. It's kind of like, listen, I don't care. I'm going to be a different play than you and you and you. Like,
yeah,
we have different plays. It happens. You're not going to win. Like, I just felt, and then I was going to start typing. I'm like, this is going to be like, I'm going to turn into like a love letter to this guy. Like, I'm not looking to.
The best way, I wish there was a sarcastic font.
Because it's kind of
like. But the best way to do it is I'll say my phrase, and then I'll make sure I put a couple like laughing emojis or something at the end so the person knows, all right, that wasn't like he wasn't trying to be an asshole.
He was
just trying to be sarcastic. I try to go after that.
You don't want to come like I was like, oh, it looks bad because I was like, I don't care. It's I'm going to be on opposite sides. I'm going to lose. I know I'm going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You lose games.
Yep. Wait, what? You lose games? You don't hit at 95% like the TikTok guys?
But it was just kind of like I was like, I'm not. And I say this to everybody in the chat. Like, what are your bankrolls? $1, $1,000, $1 million?
Yep.
Whatever. You're not you're in competition with yourself, right? I say it all the time. I'm like, there's guys. I know there's guys better than me. who do this. That's fine. I know I'm having good. Sometimes I have a great year in one sport. Other, you know how it works out. You've been doing this for a bit now. You got a little, a little skin in the game now. You've been doing it for a while. You know how you have good seasons and bad seasons depending on the sport. But I just didn't want, like I was like, oh boy, this comes because I reread. I'm like, oh, I don't, because he comes in, he contributes to the show. He messes me out, messes back. You don't want to come across like I don't like the condescending guy. That wasn't the point. The point was like, hey man, I'm gonna be different than you. It happens. I'm not looking to one up you.
No.
And I don't want you to think like you're one upping me because I know that I like the Jets, you like the Giants. Somebody's gonna win.
Yep, exactly.
Whatever. And then I was like, I gotta run, man. I said I'd jump in the shower, don't talk to guys while I'm naked. Should have sent him like a leg pick or something. But like I was just like, oh man, I don't like to
save that for your $+ daddy OnlyFans. There you go. If you're gonna use that on OnlyFans. There you go.
OnlyFans, leg picks and feet shots, foot picks. How about all right? We'll roll into off of that. How about some NBA today? What do you got? NBA?
Oh yes, NBA. I'm pulling it up. Start off with the early game. And early games go nicely with unders. I've been betting unders in early games pretty much the entire year. It's kind of like betting under in prime times. I just do it. So under in the Celtics and Hornets game. My best bet is in that Milwaukee game. It's on the total in that Milwaukee game. So that one's over on the site. I'm on the Knicks today. Knicks have been playing some good basketball lately. They've won 7 out of their last 8 games, and their only loser was to the Milwaukee Bucks. Not a bad loss. So I'll take some Knicks action at -2.5 against it might seem a little bit of a short line because they're going up against Toronto, who's not been good lately, but I'm taking the hot hand in that one. I'll take the Knicks. We get a Warriors team that's 4-17 on the road, so I'll grab the Washington Wizards.
2. Mine's 2.
I just took money line +132 straight up. I didn't want to deal with the points. There's no reason for me to deal with the points. If I think they're going to cover, I think they're winning outright anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
And if Golden State wins, it's going to be like by 8 or something. It's not going to be
exactly
close.
The points won't matter in that game. So that's how that one will roll. I'm on the under in the Atlanta-Miami in general because Miami cannot score. They're dead last in scoring, and they're the second best in defense. I'm blindly betting Miami games under like I'm blindly betting Spurs game overs. It's just what I'm doing right now. And then I'm on the T-Wolves as well today, -2. They've been playing better as of late, and I'm not a fan of the Jazz.
The Jazz, on the road. Yeah. And early in the year, we kind of like the Minnesota team, but they had, bringing in a new guy and kind of
they're starting to play better lately.
Exactly.
They won,
I think
it was 6 out of their last 7 or whatever.
Yeah. And then you look at the Jazz, who started out really good, and now they're kind of back into reality.
You see, we noticed that. I noticed that with a couple of teams because you'll start to look at them. You saw like the Pacers are starting to drop back down a little bit after having a good start. Cleveland's making their way back down a little bit. They're good, but they're not going to be top of the East good. Jazz are moving their way down. The Blazers are moving their way down. I'm surprised that the Kings haven't started moving down, but they've been playing some good basketball too. They've won 4 straight. But you start to notice the teams that are where they're supposed to be at this point. So some of them are right. Some of them are. We're now seeing Minnesota move up. They're now in that 7 seed. They're a half game back of the Clippers for a playoff spot. They're starting to look good, but it's all just a bunch of runs because you'll see teams go on 8-1 runs and then vice versa. They'll go on a 2-7. Like you'll see them go back and forth. So the standings, obviously, we're not really needing to look at them this early, but it is halfway through the season. We're halfway through the season at this point, so it is a good thing to kind of look to see where most teams are. So some teams are moving where they're supposed to. Kind of where we predicted in the beginning of the year.
Yep. Takes a little time to get it going. We see that. Michael's in the chat. Good morning, Michael. Markel's here. Welcome on in. T-Money, my guy. How are you, my friend? Michael, great day. Sweep the NBA and college, 2-2 in NFL, but I crushed halftime line for the Bengals. I bet Bengals last night plus 4.5 on money line. Nice win there. Plus 4.5. They were plus 4.5 at one point. Here's where I should do my rant. I watched the first half of the Bengal game, and I was gonna do a look headlines. I was like, I'll look headlines tomorrow, and then I realized that with the Bengal game at halftime and the Dallas game unplayed, we were gonna have basically one line basically up. So I didn't really do that. But I watched Blade Runner. Should I do my Blade Runner rant? And my son wants to like, hey, let's watch the new one. So I'm like, see the original? He's like, no. I was like, it's supposed to be good. I never saw the original Blade Runner. I gotta say, I watched the original one, and then I watched the second one with my son. Terrible. I mean, the first one for 1981 and 82, yeah, great. Like kind of like the, compared to today's CGI stuff. Don't watch Blade Runners. There you go. Movie tip of the day. Blade Runners 1 and 2. Just say no. Just say no. Yeah, exactly. I didn't, again, look headlines, Mike. I thought about it, and I'm like, I got one game. I got the Giants line. And that was the only game up. First initial thoughts here with the NFL. Obviously, Giants. I did not bet the Giant game. It is a touchdown. I was kind of hoping for a 6.5, so I could take the Giants in that spot. And even at 7, I kind of like the Giants. As you know, because you've been here a bit, 6.5, 7.5, 2.5, 3.5. I go opposite of what people normally do. Now I see some 7.5s out there with the Eagle game, but it was a 7 opener. I really want to think of taking the Giants, and this is the hang up with me in this one. I didn't bet this one. You have a team in Philly who looked really good. They were awesome. They were rolling along. I don't think Hurts is healthy. We saw in their season finale with the Giants play nobody. Again, Giants played nobody. It was a tough game. I want to lean Giants here. I really do. But the Giants, okay, nice win yesterday. I was wrong. I had Minnesota here in the chat. I thought Minnesota would win. Like I said, I thought it was going to be like 27-13, 24-17 kind of game, low scoring. Totally wrong on my take there. But I am just not sold on the Giant wide receivers. Philly does, as much as Hurts a little banged up, they do have a decent rush defense. So that one is a little tricky. I would probably, I still lean Giants. Haven't bet that one. Haven't bet it. KC and the Jags. It is, I hate betting Kansas City because they have not covered. They're not a covering team. Bad numbers. ATS wise. But you throw in Andy Reid, bye week, home, playoffs. I know Jags got a Super Bowl winning quarterback. That being said, I just can't overlook the fact that any other head coach, that game is over in Jacksonville at halftime. It's 27-7. It's 30-10. It's the offense isn't pulling up its stakes in the ground and saying, that's it for today. I got to still lean KC here. And Cincy Buffalo, I said before I thought this line was going to be 3. Both teams played bad. I guess they frown a little bit more on Cincinnati versus the Bengals versus the Ravens in a tough one down to the end. I don't know. I mean, give me Cincy here in the 4. I thought this would be a 3. The problem with, this year, and I kept I had Cincinnati at 6 and 6.5 because I knew that line was going to go up because they're going to have a backup quarterback. It was only going to go up there. Last year, Cincy, and this is part of it, you dropped 41 on these guys twice last year. You figured they'd score a little offense here. I was not expecting a low-scoring game. I thought they'd put up points. The Buffalo defense, You want to talk about giving points up to the Ravens. Oh, they almost won late. It was a Hail Mary. That guy's been the quarterback for 5 weeks or whatever. He's been in that system for a couple. He has starts. And if we've seen anything out of Raven teams, they're going to play defense. They're going to keep you in it. And it's a division rivalry kind of game. It's going to be a tough dogfight, regardless. I'm not downgrading Cincinnati off that game. The Buffalo defense has been bad. I mean, you had a rookie quarterback come into town and tear you apart. And again, I had Buffalo at a nice early number at 10. You're going to have your early momentum. And sure, they jumped out a nice early lead. I thought, here we go. 38-13, nice, easy game. You kick the ball out of bounds, change the entire momentum of the game. Then they get a short field, then turns into like whatever, that second quarter. I was driving the store. I'm like, what the heck is happening here? And let's talk about Josh Allen. I mean, people want to go in here and say Dak is terrible. Can we talk about Josh Allen for a bit the last couple of weeks, though, in the red zone? Give me, I'll take my shot on the dog in that game. T-Money, Tampa Bay money line, heavy, heavy, heavy. Let's all cash. He loves Brady. How about, so let's talk about this Brady. And we've had this discussion before about Brady this season. Yes, he's the GOAT. Is he the best quarterback this year? Like if you're taking a quarterback right now, you're taking Brady, Burrow, Allen, Mahomes, Herbert. Who are you taking in that group? I don't think Brady's number one. All I got is UAB 2.5 late night Steepy special Hawaii. Be a little cautious with UAB. Their best players out, and I had them the other day. Big rally. Here, I don't know. I do not know. Minnesota +9 in college hoops. Let's pull up a little college hoops. I don't like Minnesota. We faded them a couple times. And I gotta say, the last well, it was a while ago. I was like, "What the heck's going on here with Minnesota?" They come out or excuse me, yeah, who did Ohio State? It's a 14-point dog. I had Ohio State. I'm like, I'll lay 15 with Ohio State. I think Minnesota's terrible, a terrible team, and they come out and win. Now we've seen them upset Ohio State. OT loser by 2 Nebraska. A 3-point loss at Whiskey. Now, is this the kind of team now? They're just going to be a close team, battle out. Like I'm not going to say no to Minnesota. As much as I hate Minnesota, and maybe it's because I see some of their other scores, I'm like, oh boy, this team's bad. But it's a gritty little bunch, man. They're fighting in these games. It's not like they hung tough and lost a close one. They actually went on the road and beat Ohio State, who's a pretty, I don't want to say they're a good team, but they're a top 50, top 60 team. They're not a terrible program. I'll go Minnesota with you +9. Michael says, Cowgirls by 10. Dallas Pass Rush going to eat Brady's lunch. As I said with the Dallas Pass Rush, outside, we've seen them not perform as well as on the turf. And I saw that the Bucks got their center back. And this is one of the main reasons, game 1 of the year, we're like, let's take the under in this. Dallas. I remember it was 52, came all the way down. How good is this guy going to be after sitting out the season? And as we said on Look Headlines, the perception is Dallas is a bad team, and they're a choke artist, and you got the GOAT in Brady. Trevor coming in. Is Dallas going to choke? And the line, what is the line now? What's it down to? Still sitting at 2.5. People just took that 3. When I see this, I've said it before. It's this Dallas, right? Everyone's going to bet Brady. Oh, Dak's going to throw interceptions. This and that. I mean, how about yesterday? I wrote it down. I forgot who it was. Had the he mentioned Cousins. I'll get to this in a second, Michael. Cousins pick was +150 to throw an interception. And I said, I don't like that. +1. He didn't throw one, right? I'm pretty sure he didn't throw an interception yesterday. The perception is Dak's going to come in here and throw 2 picks, one for one taken back to the house. But Brady again has not been all that great. Dallas does force turnovers. I mean, if Dak wasn't turning the ball over 15 times, this is a Dallas forces turnovers themselves. Montana Eastern, Washington. I got Montana +4, Michael. Markel, going to put in Cowboys money line ticket and a Bucks money line ticket. Come on, what is that? Just to drive yourself crazy? That'd be fine if you had, if the line volleyed and went across, switched or something, you get plus money both sides. Marcos, what's up? Hitting the like button for me and my guy Tim. Appreciate it. Kim's in house. Don't think Dallas will air it out. Dak is fragile right now. Brady hasn't looked great either. Low scoring. Could be low scoring. I mean, the Tampa offense, and I said this on other shows. I've said this not only do midday money or look at lines or other free pick videos. Anytime we talk about Tampa, what have we seen out of them? I saw a scoring drive in Atlanta. 1. I saw 2 late drives versus Carolina. Where's the offense been all season long? Listen, Brady's awesome. Listen, Mike Evans, great wide receiver. I just don't see turning it on versus a defense that could get to a guy who's a little slow in the pocket, who seems to throw a lot of balls into the dirt and short arms it a little bit. Sabres money line, huh? Well, I'm against you. I know Tim's not happy when he sees my Panther puck line, but I'm gonna take a shot on big +190.
No, you're fine. I don't mind your nice charitable donation to the sportsbook. It's fine.
Villanova, Georgetown. I got Georgetown today. Plus I got 14 last night, 14.5. Kevin, I know you do not watch games with QB for Baltimore. Almost took the line. Well, he could have the Lamar job because Lamar's gone. I watched half. I watched half the game last night, Kevin, and I'm like, all right, one, and this is short of being at the sportsbook, whether I'm in AC or Monmouth Park, Vegas, wherever watching a game. I'm not right. People go, they're in gaming, they're linemen, stuff like this and that. You do this for 30 freaking years, Kev. Oh, if I didn't shave my head, I'd be pulling my hair out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. That's the difference. Fun time, making money time. As for him taking Lamar's job, he could have it. Lamar's gone. And I saw someone on there was like, oh, this is terrible. Lamar, this is his choice. The doctor said he could play. Why the heck is he going to suit up and play this game? Haven't played in 2 months. You don't think he's going to be a bit rusty? I would have rather Lamar played that game. Then I don't think the game's even close. With a rusty guys that played in a month. And again, with that guy, he's been in the system for a couple of years. He's played for Lamar when he's hurt. That's not really that much of a downgrade. I mean, it's a downgrade. The guy Lamar's an MVP. You know what I'm saying, Kev. He will be.
Lamar's going to look great in green and white next year. It just looks good. Oh.
I don't know. I think Garoppolo to the Jets. He's got ties to those guys. It's going to be Garoppolo. And I think Carr's
it would make sense because didn't Saleh used to coach for the Niners?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense though.
So I think Carr goes to the Colts because they're a team real close to being good. Depends who they bring in as a head coach. But again, I think people forget the Colts were thought of as a AFC South winner and a dark horse with their coach. And, you had a Super Bowl quarterback in there. You got a good running back, solid defense. Markel agrees with Kim that it'll be an under tonight. Marcos comes in. GW, George Mason, 8-point spread. UTEP, Charlotte, 8-point spread. What do I have on this GW game? I sort of leaned a little with Mason at first. I kind of like George Mason. I'm like, I don't know. Toss up for me here. It's 8. It's gone up, which makes sense. I would lean a little Mason, but uh, didn't make my cut today. Didn't even make a possible play. And UTEP and Charlotte, 8's right on the number. This is perfect number for me. I mean, again, this was a 7. It got jumped up to 8. Nothing. I mean, would I lean? Part of me wants to say just lean dogs, right? You take dogs, 2 things happen. You can win, you win outright, or you lose. So 2 out of 3 in your favor, but neither was even close to being in play today, Marcos. Brown and Yale. Where's Brown and Yale? 9.5. It's come down to 8 here now, huh? See, See, because now this is a spot where maybe I'll play a little Yale because it's open at 9.5. I know people bet it down. I still think Yale's better than this number, so I would lean Yale, even though the move is not in my favor. Minnesota, we talked about that. Kind of leaning on Minnesota there. Michael, NFL prop bets. I'm going to play off Lenny over 4.5 receptions. If you watch Tampa this year, they have no running game. They just dumped the ball off to Lenny on every play. Detroit, Lenny's playing tonight. 4.5 receptions for Fournette. That could be, yeah. And with Dallas, I could definitely see him getting lost in the shuffle there. Syracuse versus Miami, Florida. 7.5. I kind of like Miami in this one. I do not like Syracuse. I mean, I liked them on the road the other day. They were playing Virginia, and I got a miracle cover. But, yeah, no thanks. I'm not running to bet the Q's team. I'll be doing a free pick on this later, too, today. With I guess we changed away the power hour for picks and parlays. But I'll be talking about this one. And I like a little Miami. I think I forgot the other game here. I apologize for that, Marcos. Cleveland State, Fort Wayne. What is this line? 5? I would have liked to rather have the 6 that it was last night. I'd still lean Cleveland State. Marcos, why don't you just why don't you say, Higgs, just run down the entire board and give me a side on every game? North Texas FIU. This is I mean, I kind of like the North Texas team, but I don't know if I want to lay 9 on it. Well, it's 8 now. Either way, I would probably lean a little home team here, even at the 8. I do like Florida Atlantic. It's 5 now. It's 4. Yeah, I'd still lean Florida Atlantic in that spot. Fernando's in the house. Welcome. Where are we going, Fernando, tonight? We're going to Bombshells or Twin Peaks tonight? Richard P. Higgs. I know you gas up the PJ and using your box seats tonight. Making money llama. The money making llama, baby. You know it. The money making llama. We gotta raffle off some llamas. Rich B hitting the like button. Tate the Greats in the house. Welcome. Over Bucks Dallas. I got you there. I'm on that one as well. I think we see some points, believe it or not, here from a down Tampa team. Over Sparty Party against Purdue, 134. And Spartans plus the points. I'm opposite on that one with you. I like Purdue. But if you like the home team and I'm on the fave, I want to see points because I need to cover. So I'll say okay to the over. Hofstra, UAB, and Fairly Ridiculous. I do kind of like Hofstra against Townsend. The Townsend's my team here. What's this line? 1? Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I think the Pride had somebody out for them before. Is he? That one was. I just bypassed that one. The UAB game I mentioned earlier. Their best player is out. He was at their last game. That would be a no play for me on the road there. And FDU. Who do they have today? They got Stonehill. I kind of liked FDU there. Yes. Tater, you get game tape on NBA teams. The coaches start to limit what works. They come back to earth. Well, also with the NBA, you have you come in. The perception is that to start the year, the Jazz are going to be terrible. Minnesota makes a trade to get a better guy and get better. They're going to be great. Takes time to play a little bit. And you have a team, nobody's taking it serious. They come out and win some games early. But you see what happens. Everything comes back to the mean. The good teams are supposed to be good, get better. Bad teams get bad, get worse. OnlyFans plus Dollar Daddy. Like that, Rich P? I'll do that. Should that be the TikTok too? Plus Dollar Daddy with the link in bio. Go check out my feet pics.
Man, if you're gonna use it, might as well actually use it.
UAB Mid Tennessee. Yes, it's Mid Tennessee there. Again, UAB guy out. Montana, Eastern Washington. I got Montana +4 myself. Shout out to all the NFL's rig people. Yeah, I said that on Twitter last time. I'm like, I must have missed a lot of the NFL's rigged after the Giants scored touchdown with like 2 seconds off of the play clock and the roughing the passer. Love the NFL's rigged people. People just find sports betting. It's rigged. Thank you. Thank you. Tell you the ways I've lost games. Oh my goodness. It's fun to laugh about. Like, I'm not saying I don't laugh about it. See, the problem is people say this crap tape, and then you have these joke sports books. Not calling them that. FanDuel, DraftKings, whoever the hell. Bad beat refunds. Get the F out of here with that. You lost. This is life. There's winners and losers. You lost. You lost. You lost. Do I win money because I had Buffalo -10? I made a good bet. You know what, Sean? You were ahead of the number. Good job there. Good job. You knew, you predicted the future there. Good. No, it's a loser. I don't get anything back. Bad beat. Stop with that. Let me tell you something. You take a favorite and it wins by 90 or 20 would be reasonable. It's a 27-point win on a 3-point spread. Do the books give you extra money? Hey, good job there, man. You're really smart. You're supposed to get a 110 back on your 100, but let me give you a couple extra bucks because you were so right. No. Get out of here. Rice, UT San Antonio. I want to say San Antonio here. Where's this on my board? Why can't I find Rice? It's the rotation number. Too late. I'm moving on to that next game here. NCAA, I said I already bet. I got it at 3. Wilson, welcome. How are you today? Hello, Mr. Higgs. Merrimack, way under. UAB, way over. Write it down. Thank me later. Here we go. Wilson coming in. I'm going to write that down, Wilson. Wilson. Thank me later. Mary, way under. UAB, way over. Thank you later. Cal Davis -3 against San Diego. Yeah, that San Diego team, boy, they love to really hurt you in the end. I can't get no bet in San Diego after I saw one of their highlights from the other day. Down 3 again, 3.5. There's like a steal and like a foul to put a guy on the line with like no time on the clock. Yeesh. Princeton, Penn. I like Penn. Give me some Pennsylvania Quakers. Penn Quakers for me. Markel, come on, Higgs, with the Android ringtone. When in doubt, iPhone only. Never. I returned my iPhone. For that, hit every game with the NFL over. Yeah. Sports betting's easy when every over cashes. Marcos, thanks for your thoughts, Higgs. Right or wrong, appreciate you. But you were wrong yesterday. I said Minnesota Giants over. You said under. I did. Listen, I had Minnesota in the chat -3. I said I was going to try to add them to the sites later because I kind of liked them. Bad call. What am I going to do? But let's be honest there. That wasn't based on Kirk Cousins having a bad game. Kirk Cousins was good. Where was the Minnesota defense for that under? I figured it would be a 24-point game for Mini. I was not expecting all the point. The Giants just gashed them all over the place. I'll give you credit, Marcos. Listen. You know that I'm not gonna come in here and say like, "Oh, look at this." So I'll take my losses. Groovy Caps, thanks for Quinnipiac. You got it. We'll take it. Never in doubt, Quinnipiac by that half. Oh my goodness. There it is. The King's here, locking in with the King. Sweet new baby in the house. He's up. He's swaddling babies and watching games. What a wild card weekend of football. Gotta love it. Yeah, it's some interesting games, right? I thought coming in, I wasn't expecting every over, basically. I thought we'd have a definite blowout in Buffalo with just momentum and emotion, and well, got some good games. Every game was a good game. You got a good half out of San Fran, and then they showed you who they are. Marcos, my guy Tim, I appreciate you. When I win big soon, I'm looking out for you and him. We appreciate it. Groovy. Atlanta Hawks today. I trust them now. Where's this Hawk game? Miami. I'm going to say this is a spot. New York being a short home fave. Atlanta +1. Washington 2.5. If you're taking the Hawks, you got to take the Knicks in Washington because you're taking all kind of home short things. Even Minnesota. But I got to say, again, I just got the Bucks total out here. For me, the Knick game, I want to take Toronto because this is a spot. I think was this almost the identical spot with Toronto where they were losing a bunch and went in and beat the Knicks before too. I think maybe it was the Nets. It was just a spot where I'm like, oh, you got to take Toronto here. They've played terrible. The Hawk game, I look at the Hawks because I think everybody just bet Miami. Right? It's Miami. They're good. Hawks are bad. And the Washington game, same thing. Oh, it's the Warriors. They just got to win by 2 on the road. Easy. The mini one's a little tricky because people are betting Minnesota. They're getting better, but I can't back the Jazz. Mini, Washington, Atlanta, Toronto. I should have bet all these games. I just can't with the NBA. It's frustrating, especially 8 hours before tip. Panthers. Yes, Richie. I'm going fading our Sabre squad here. Dave, good afternoon. Like the overnight today's game. Looking towards Dallas. I like the over too. I think the under is, and I'm a guy, you hear me, I kill Tom Brady all the time. Guy's not the same. The offense puts up 16, 15 points a game. King D says he's taking the under. Kevin says JTS for Lamar. Lamar to Indy, says King D. I don't know. I'm thinking Carr. King D doesn't like Carr there. Either one. Indy is a landing spot for a Carr or a Lamar, 2 guys. Again, because I think Garoppolo is going to the Jets because they know him from their San Francisco days. Indy is the team a veteran goes, and you'd think they can get to they're definitely a playoff team, I think, with a veteran quarterback. Who's the coach? Get a coach because nobody's going there without a coach because the coach is like, I want my guy in here. Kim's coming out. Play with you. Purdue moneyline, Harvard moneyline, under Celtics Charlotte, and under Indy Milwaukee. So Purdue moneyline. Again, I don't do these money lines. Harvard moneyline minus Harvard minus 10. Good job. Harvard Braves minus 5.5. Why do I got Harvard here? Wasn't it a 10 spot, Harvard? KD, plot twist for the Colts. We get Sean Payton and Derek Carr comes to be revived with some big market name receivers. I'm telling you, Payton to the Chargers, who's he rather have? Herbert, or does he want to go in there and sign Carr or somebody? I don't know. I think the Chargers are the best fit. Because the Chargers could say, take our draft picks. Obviously, the Saints probably want him to go to Indy so they can get a top 10 draft pick. I'm looking at free agent receivers right now. Get a coach first. Yeah, he's definitely an offensive guy first. Absolutely. I feel bad for the defensive coaches. They're You know, they definitely on the short end of the stick going for job interviews. They know side of total on everything, Marcos. Holy cow, every game. Picks from Dave coming in. Mississippi Valley State, first time in a long time. Vikings lose. They're playing who? Flyer to A&M. 2-point line. Take the Valley, baby. Let's go. Mississippi Valley picks from Dave. I'm glad you're finally getting a pick in. You come in and say hello. You don't give a pick out. Here you're coming in with A&M. Mike Tran, G-Men in the over. Winner. Winner, winner, winner. Bombshells, Frying I-10. Got it. Got it. I don't even know what time this game is tonight. That's how wrapped up I am in the NFL. Was this this game at 8 o'clock? This is Monday night game. So is this a 8 o'clock game? They used to be 9 o'clock. Now they're 8 o'clock. People only think sports betting is rigged when they lose. I know it's just a terrible take, Mike. Like it's rigged. It's a script. It's entertainment. It says right there in their bylaws. It's like wrestling. Rah, 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 rah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, first of all, I'm gonna bet wrestling. Who the heck does that? Stop with this nonsense. Very true, says King D. You must be jaded in this. It's crazy, King D. Like again, as a guy who's been doing the video and pick thing for basically, I mean, it's a long time. I mean, it's basically almost 20 years. All right. And just forget betting before that, all types of offshore nonsense. I mean, and then you see cats come in here and say this ridiculous stuff. It's rigged. Oh, I want a refund. Bro, don't bet you. Don't bet you want a refund, you loser. No, stop it. Go get a job. All right? Please. I want a refund. If you're not on the right side, if you're on the right side, it can't be rigged. There you go. How about, yeah. If you win, you never lose. Cash out at halftime with the Bills. Nice one there. That Bills game, what are you going to do? Start out nice and easy. And then they that's the problem with some of these teams. They get out fast and think this is it. And then the adrenaline's gone and then they got to get back up. I'll tell you what. Seriously, King. I'll tell you what, that Bills game, first of all, Miami, running around like chickens with their head cut off there. They had, 2 minutes to go in the game or whatever. Plenty of time. They need a field goal to tie the game. The delay of games and just having no clue what the heck's going on. I don't want to hear about it. It's a rookie quarterback. I mean, how hard is it to know the play? The entire offensive line doesn't know not one guy in the field knows there's a play clock in the playoffs. They've played this game before. They convert that. They just sneak the ball. Again, I'm an advocate. You got quarterbacks who are over 6 feet tall. You just got to fall forward for a yard. How hard can it be? I mean, you can put me in there. I'm 270. I'd get you the yard against NFL. I would. I don't care. You could put whoever you want in there. I'll go against Aaron Donald. I'll get my half yard for a first down. It is not that difficult to fall forward. They don't screw that up there. Get a first down. That's it. Bills are done. Bills are out. They're on the ropes. Markel's going to DM the King D on Twitter. He's going to ask for some feed picks, I guess. Merrimack 116, 94.1% to the under. UAB 15.2% to the over. UAB's best players out offensively. And the Merrimack, we talked about this Saturday. I mean, they were 15-1, Wilson. And they cash for you, so you're 1-0. Right? So, again, you have to tread lightly with these. Are you going to bet them every single time? How did UAB one go the other day? Did that win on? I don't think that. Now I got to look up UAB Saturday. It did get there. It got there. All right. I'm going to say because I know what's his name's out for them. Jetley Walker, 24 points a game. Good luck, Wilson. King D saying, I am you, Markel. Just don't send me any nudes. No betting allowed, Nathan. You know it for the NBA. Groovy. Hofstra losing by 10. It's almost halftime. Should I take Hofstra money line live bet? I wouldn't. I mean, as I said, I sort of like the Pride a little bit, but I'm a 1,000 backer. I did take the Celtics first quarter -3, says Nathan today. Brandon, a great Pollard for an TD. Pollard for sure. I got Pollard in the chat as a pick here for some anytime TDs. Zeke, Pollard, Lamb, Schultz, Gallup, Evans, Godwin. Although someone bought up, I believe it was Michael. Where are you at here, Brandon? The Fournette receptions 4.5 because it'll be dump off city for Brady. Michael's coming in. Beal is out. I'm going to wait until the public smashes Warriors. Take the Warriors all the plus money you can get. Warriors in a bad spot near Charbonne. Yeah. Warriors got 4 road wins. It's worth a shot taking a team they're playing. Points plus money. I mean, if you've done that all game, you're 17-4. I don't know. Is that good? How's 17-4? Is that a good record, anybody? Got to be a right side of the rigging. There you go, Nathan. Groovy. Only thing rigged is the weirdo referee in Bills game, number 9. Groovy. It's not win when we win. It's not rigged when we win, Nathan. Yes. Heath, what do you say here? He's scoring in the football games. Each team with TD field goal in first half is plus 2,400. FanDuel special. Wow. Here's the thing, Heath. I do think we see points tonight. Yes. But when I see this kind of crap, when they do these boosted nonsense, I just think that's an automatic loser. But I got to tell you, 24 honey, I might throw 100 on that for FanDuel for 2,400. That I don't want to say it's an easy 2,400 in my pocket. I think there's going to be points tonight. A TD to field goal first half is plus 2,400. Are you kidding me? Boy, that looks way too easy. Again, but that's my bias because I think both teams are going to score. I mean, first half, I could have this in the first quarter. I mean, this could be 10-7 in the first quarter, and you're almost home already. Wow. I don't see. I hate, again, Heath. I see something that looks that easy, I get worried. And I'm never one. Those boosts are usually the kiss of death. James is in the house. Groovy. I like Pollard 1. Zeke gonna let Pollard maybe get 2. So Pollard get paid even better in free agency. Listen, that sounds nice, but if they both stink up the joint in the playoffs, Pollard won't be getting paid. Like, yeah, well, you didn't do nothing. I mean, you could do a lot without getting 2 touchdowns. I mean, I like both of them to score. Pollard's a guy who can, catch it and scamper in from 40, from 5, doesn't make a difference. And Zeke gets it all the time within the 5-yard line. So, Bill's in the house, actually taking the Lakers first time this year. Oh, against the Rockets, 5.5. Mine's come down too. I guess that's because the Rockets have lost 10 straight. I like Miami, Michael. Oh, for each half. They have to score a touchdown and a field goal each half. Okay. But still, I still think that's a good bet. I'd still like that one, Heath. I can see it. I mean, a field goal's coming somewhere from each team. All right. I mean, if you're a Tampa guy, you got to assume we're going to kick field goals because we got to get some kind of points on the board. Dallas coach is terrible. He's gonna. Oh, it's 4th and 1 from the 17, and we're down 17-10. No, we'll kick a field goal and still be down a point. That's the way he's gonna think. He's gonna take points. Both teams are just gonna take whatever points they can get. So I would still say yes to this. Kim coming in. NBA Indiana game was just turned off. Really?
I was just looking to see what that one was at. I'm gonna go try to figure out why, and it's because Giannis is ruled out. So there you go. That's
it.
why it got taken off the book. Giannis is out for the Bucks today. There you go.
Again, this is why we come in and we're like, hey, let's bet
Hey,
NBA at
luckily they gave us
noon.
3 hours in advance.
Yeah, this is an early one. I mean, and you thought, obviously, they thought he was playing the whole time because, hello, it's the line's 10, right? It's, hi, the line's 10. You assume the guy's in. But as you've just mentioned, it is 1 o'clock and it's not 6:45 before the game, so you got that working out for you. It's not a terrible one where it's game day, and I'm sure the total's gonna to move a little bit, right? I mean, this was what a 228 opener. It went to 230, 233, whatever it is. NBA baby, no betting allowed, folks. No betting allowed. You can bet NBA early. I don't bet until right before the game. You can listen, Michael. You can bet NBA early. I don't like betting NBA. Again, 14 and 14 plus $92 on my NBA. Last Woody's coming up. Anybody want the Woodies? Last Woody standing contest. Do you like going Gophers plus +9? Yes, Bill. I like Minnesota plus +9 tonight. Wish I've known. I wish I would have known you. Best player is out. I took them instead of Townsend. Should roll. You got to look at that. And here's the problem with that. You go to a site and it says the guy's out or banged up. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, one, you got to. College hoops is tough because, well, A, there's so many teams. B, the reporting is sometimes suspect when you go to a covers or ESPN. It's not 100%, especially on CAA, A10, Sun Belt. Come to say they're smaller. It's not like your marquee guy at Duke. Like, oh my God, Duke's guy's out. Got to kind of follow kind of local reporters. Kind of helps a little sometimes. And again, that helps me more in my personal betting. Like when I see kind of stuff come up late, I can get in late on games. Doesn't help as much with the sites, but I love to live bet the NBA. 9% games, whichever side you eventually win, get a better line. Yeah, listen, live bet NBA, I think is the only way to go. The only way to go. Real fast, Purdue, Irvine, Bakersfield in college hoops. Tampa over tonight. Bucks under 233. Hey, we had in the chat here. Still liking it. Still liking it. Nathan, good thing I didn't take the Bucks -10. It would have been you sting a little bit. Indiana's back up. What is that line at now? 6 and a 230. 229.
So drop 3 points. I'll be honest with it. The under is my best bet. I normally just don't go, but it's 3 o'clock game. We've already seen a bunch of different stuff. I like the under still. I got it at 226 though, so I did not get a good line. But I think
you got a 226. But the thing with the Pacers are only averaging about like 105 a game anyway since Halliburton's gone down.
Yeah, since Halliburton's gone down, they've been an under team. And,
yes,
and
now the Bucks are also their best guy. So
defensive teams in the league. So yeah, exactly. I was going to take that one under.
Michael says, "I don't see it. What it is? Take the Bucks now. Take the Bucks -6, Adam.
No. Wait until right before game time because you could probably get if it's a 6 now, you could probably get like a 4.5 eventually.
You think they're probably still banging?
You've got to think. Oh, Giannis is out. This is a Indiana Pacer game. Let's get it. I would wait until the absolute last second and then take Milwaukee.
Really? I would take Milwaukee.
No, I'm not betting it because I don't like to bet a favorite and an under in the same game. It just doesn't. That's threading the needle, and I just want to at least get something right.
Glad I took Indy +10 and under 233. Yeah, you got good numbers there, Marcos. You're looking good.
There you go, Marcos.
But here's the thing:
with Giannis being out now, Bucks by about 20.
Exactly. That's the problem. I mean, and again, getting a good number doesn't mean it hits.
It does not. It does not. It helps sometimes, but it does not mean you got a winner.
My thoughts exactly, says Tim. Yeah,
There you go.
it's really, it's like, it's tough. And again, the numbers, and I talk about this more in college NFL football. You've seen numbers. Hey, listen, you can just go to, our sites and see our games that me and Tim bet or whoever. You see the numbers we get on games. It doesn't mean you win them all. Psychologically, it's nice. Like, I had a good number. I lost. What are you going to do? That's why we just kind of move on for the game. We don't dwell on it. It's still a loser. All right, Plus Money Honey's up next. Morning Wood contest. Go for it. I'm out of here. I will see everybody on a Tuesday.